Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I was just going to be doing some work on my air plants, and I have had tons of requests for air plant videos and air plant update. So I thought I'm going to water them today and maybe do a little bit of work on them, and I would bring you guys along for sort of an update on them all. We're here in front of the sink because I am going to be doing what I do about weekly or every 2 weeks in the greenhouse, and getting the sink full of water for these guys. So I have hot and cold water in the greenhouse. This is just tepid water, like 72 degrees sort of thing, like 21 Celsius. And I'm going to put the plug in, and we'll just get that filling up while we talk. So I brought one down already. These guys, I'll show them to you sort of one at a time. I don't have anything new, but I do have lots of bigger stuff. So this one has been on camera before. It's very, very sharp and pointy, and it never did come with an ID tag. Now, one of you guys, one of my subscribers, ID'd it, and I believed it to be true, but I never got a tag on it, so I don't sadly remember what it is. It has bloomed many times, as you can see. And yeah, we might as well cut these spikes off. I can see little ones growing in there. It's become a very big, sharp ball, and it was one plant to start with, so I'm just going to cut these spikes off here. This little tray that you see is just hovering over my sink. It's a great work tray. I actually have two of these little trays, and sometimes when I'm repotting, I put another one right here so I can water what I'm repotting and it goes straight into the sink. But yeah, we're just going to make this guy look a little pretty and cut off the old bloom spikes. Just like so. I hang them with wire. This wire has been on there a long time and just sort of wrapped around the base, and it forms a hook here. That's how I hang them all. So we're going to toss that guy in, and we're going to submerge them in the water for a good couple hours anyways. I'm just grabbing another one here. We'll throw them all down into the sink. Here's a tag. So, slow grower. Here's one bulb that's gone, one of the mother plants. It's probably a few years old now. And yeah, this one's bloomed for me a couple times. I bet you I've lost a couple too. It like kind of grows two and then one dies sort of thing, one of the older ones. So not much work to do on this one here. Again, it's hanging with the floral wire. I'm going to throw it in. For the most part, growing air plants is kind of like owning a turtle. It grows really slowly. So there's not tons of room for updates on these guys. I got to unhook each one as it comes. They're all like tangled in each other. So, where's the tag for this guy? This one is the Butzii, B-U-T-Z-I-I. Now, this one has flowered many times for me, and I can see a new spike. We're just discovering this together. There's a new spike there on that one. Maybe I will take the scissors and cut this off. I like keeping them all linked together. There's an old seed pod that's split. I don't know, it keeps them all in one place for me. I don't have a bunch of little ones all over the place. Little dead one. We're also going to be fertilizing these guys today near the end. I'm going to throw in some seaweed fertilizer, and that's going to be their fertilizer for this month. I'm just going to toss that guy in. He's looking pretty cool. He's a couple feet across now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bulbs from one. Throw him down in there. You can see them all down in the sink. The sink is still filling with water. Grabbing another one. Have to untangle them from the Hoya and stuff like that. Here is my Argentia. Oh, and the middle one is gone, and I have two now technically. These guys both have bloomed. It's again a slow grower. A bit of seed like tossed down in there that's kind of come out. These guys are just sort of barely together. But yeah, where I once had one, I now have two. Might as well get rid of these bloom spikes too. And I would expect those to turn into 4 pretty soon. Air plants, the main bulb only lives for a couple of years, and then you rely on the pups it produces in order to don't know if you'd rather look down there. You can look it down at the water while I get some new stuff. You got to rely on the pups to keep your plant going, sort of. So here is another one. I don't know if I can see this. Oh man. Can't see the tag anymore. That tag's been on there for years. Slow grower, this one. So what do we got going on? We got some old blooms here, which I'll cut off. Very tough to cut off. Need a big pair of scissors for it. A bit of Spanish moss is growing in here. I got rid of most of my Spanish moss. It was just getting too big. So people are always looking for the Spanish moss up here in Canada, and yeah, it was pretty easy to find at homes. So this one's got 1, 2, 3 with a bloom spike coming up. So you're not on camera anymore because I moved it. 3 or 4 new little guys with a bloom spike coming out. And I'll throw him in. Here is my Tricolor. And this one is, the main bulb is getting old. It's a very slow grower. Again, we're back to the whole, some of these grow decently fast and some of them just grow like turtles. So, take off some of the old stuff. I think I'm just going to trim off some of these as well. Make it look a little more purty. Here's an old bloom spike I'm going to cut off. The garbage can's right below me. And you can see the new bulb is significantly higher than the old one in this. This one's definitely a crawler. I bet you if these were allowed to touch wood, they would totally just stick to the wood. You don't see any bloom spike down there, just a little bit of perlite in there. That's the Tricolor. And this guy, well, I'm thinking of him right above my head. This is this great big one. I remember when I first got this guy still. I was so impressed by the size. We wrote down the name there. Siluriana, maybe. So we're on to the third bulb. I don't think this has ever flowered for me though. Just looking in the center of this old bulb here. No, that never flowered for me. But it did grow another one. You can see that these are very active roots with new growth on them. It's just hanging. Instead of floral wire, I had to use like heavy gauge wire for this thing because it weighs like 5 pounds now. And yeah, very active roots. So, working on the third bulb anyways. Very tough. Tough plant. Definitely a different caliber than some of those little guys. But yeah, he's doing pretty good overall. I like that new bulb. It's good shape. And so I'm going to throw him in there. I always call plants hymns. What else do we have? This one's getting to be a pretty big mass. There is my Eric Knobloch. So it's bloomed for a couple years running. Lots of little ones coming out now. There's a nice one that'll be this year's bloom. I don't know if you can see that if the camera's too close at this point or what. But nice sized plant now. And I love having them all together. So it's just cool. I got nothing to trim on these. When the flowers are this close in, I don't bother. I just leave them. But we will grab some scissors. And this is really just for aesthetics. These ones seem to be lasting for like years. They don't grow super fast, but don't grow super slow, but do definitely last for a long time. I haven't had one actually perish on me yet. So I'll throw that one in. The water's getting deeper now. All right, I'm gonna grab one from behind me. Hold on a sec, don't go anywhere. Coming back. Okay, here it is. This guy is one of the most requested ones that people ask how it's doing. My pink quill or my purple quill. I unpotted this and grew it like an air plant years ago. You guys might remember the video on that. It's doing well. It really is. It's got some old ones that need to kind of be removed, just like, you know, the rest. But there's the old, where the old roots were, where the old pot was. It's in flower, obviously, in 4 different spots. So it's got 4 different new growths on it. I'm just going to turn off the hose now. We're deep enough. And yeah, they do die off, so there's a dead one. But the pups have taken over, and it's much bigger. So the yellowing leaves are probably just the oldest ones. You see some dead leaves back there. The flowers literally last like 1 day. So there's a good example of the pink quill. And this flower is just opening. It will open wide for like a couple hours today. And by tomorrow, it's going to be like faded and gone. The petals haven't quite undone yet. There we go. So pretty flowers on them anyways. And you can see like they do like one every couple days. And there's a new purple. You can see them coming out there. I've tried to fertilize this, but no luck on it. So, into the pile it goes. It is hanging. There's a floral wire right there, so it still hangs in the greenhouse. Just most of the time they're off camera. Put it in nice and deep. What else do we have? Alright. I'm just over on the other side of the greenhouse. My only remaining Spanish moss can go in there. This stuff just grew out of control. As big as this little piece is here, I had like 12 of them that size, and they were just taking up massive amounts of room in the greenhouse. And I'm just looking for some more. Well, I think this one has now fallen apart on me, but this is my hybrid. The tag is somewhere on one of these pieces. I never have gotten it to bloom. It just keeps growing and multiplying, and that's okay. You know, there's so much of it now. I don't even need to worry about seeds or blooming it or anything like that, because that's not the only piece of it. There's more up here. I'm reaching way above my head to grab it. So yeah, you can see like how much of this there actually is now. I'm going to slide this back a little bit, give me some room. Try to shove it all in. It's not really going to all fit anymore. Give it a bit of a water. So yeah, there's a very full sink of air plants. And this is how I water them. So the water is like nice. It's cold outside today, being the 8th or 9th of December, whenever it is. This is just a liquid fertilizer. We'll give it a couple shots of that. Like so. 2 caps will do. It's 2 caps in like, I don't know, I gotta have 10 or 15 gallons of water in this sink now. Give it a bit of a mix around. And yeah, I'm not worried about the purple flowers if they get wet, being they only last a day anyways. And that is all my air plants. So, fairly decent update on them. I'm just looking around to make sure I didn't miss any. I do have a few pots of seedlings as well. One's close by here, so you can see some seedlings. Those are actually bromeliads. I got those from a subscriber, so they're doing okay. If he looks at them, he's probably going to go, "Oh my God, they're so small." But they've been just growing in that original tray for a couple of years now. And yeah, so I hope you like this air plant update. How to fertilize and water air plants in my greenhouse. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching.